Wake up. Wake up. It's the 12th of the month. That's, I'm 11 days late on that reference. But, no, I'm feeling pretty good for, I think this makes, let me check. It's a red light, so, give me some slack here. Yeah, 23 days out. Nearly 3 weeks. Nearly 3 freaking weeks. And I don't, I'm not going to go, I haven't been going back and, comparing what I look like now versus how I looked 3 weeks out from my last show. Because, you would, even at first, I would think looking at myself from last year would be a good reference gauge of how I'm looking currently, but really they're completely unrelated scenarios. Why would it matter if I look a certain way in comparison to a year ago? That's not there's no basis on this diet that's being affected by back then. You know what I'm saying? I only really care to compare myself to me a month ago or 2 months ago. Those are the kind of progress-based changes that I want to look at and be able to, kind of not reflect on, but just use as a gauge of all right, shit, I have been getting pretty lean. Even yesterday's leg pose down compared to the leg pose down from the leg day before, just a few days prior, or 4 days or 5 days before, it looked like my glutes had gotten just a touch leaner. Now, maybe I just came into the gym a little bit drier for whatever reason. Sometimes your hydration and your fluid retention is going to fluctuate. So I'm not saying that's out of the question or anything. But even on just a few day scale, to see minute changes, that's freaking sweet for me, So I think I'm exactly where I want to be. This morning weight was 229 after a calorie intake yesterday of 2,600. So I think 2,600 is about, I might even go up a little. I might bump it up to 2,650 because now I'm also bumping my cardio. Before I was doing 45 minutes twice a day. For this next week, 2 weeks, I'll decide after a week if I'm going to keep going forward with it. But I'm doing an hour for 2 sessions. So hour in the treadmill in the morning, hour in the bike at night, vice versa, either one. But I'm upping my energy expenditure. So even if my food stays the same, well, now I'm burning more calories because I'm doing more stuff throughout the day. So it's this balancing act of how much food you're giving yourself, how much energy you're giving yourself to fuel your training, to fuel your recovery, versus the amount of energy you're burning from your training, from your cardio. And if you can get that in a nice little equilibrium where you're moving forward but you're not spiraling, then that's about right. It's like I'm trying to ski down a slope, right? I don't have any experience skiing, but I know you don't just launch yourself down at full speed. You kind of go down at a constant rate. You swerve, you snake, whatever, back and forth. That's where I want to be right now. I'm eating just enough that I'm feeling fueled and recovered, but I'm doing enough cardio and training and energy expenditure that I'm losing weight. Just a little bit. So, yeah, this morning it was 229, so I'm bouncing around that 229, 230 mark flat. So, over the next 2 weeks, if I can get that weight from bumping around 229, 230 to more 227, 228, even just 228, that's good with me. And even the weight isn't what I care about. It's not going to be, I don't have to struggle to make weight. I'm right there. For when I do the day before weigh-ins, when I pull my water and kind of dry out a little bit, that's going to drop me 5 pounds. So I'm going to be well under that 227. I don't even have to think about it. So really what I'm trying to say is over these next 2 weeks, I just want to get a little bit leaner visually. The number on the scale is an indicator of, how my weight is changing. But I just want to get a little grainier, a little more peeled, thin out the fat layer on my sides and my lower back and my glutes to get all these little extra lines kind of creeping out. But just a touch, I don't have to go too crazy. So at first I thought I was coming in a little bit too quick, but about 3 weeks ago when I kind of gave myself a few refeeds, essentially paused the diet for a moment and just came in steady. Now kind of dropping down a few more pounds right at the end. Absolutely perfect. So I'm not trying to jinx myself here, but shit, man, everything is going according to plan. So I couldn't be freaking happier. But plan for this morning's workout is going to be chest and nothing crazy, bench, not really on the table. Really all I'm trying to do is get a chest pump and not hurt myself. So that is going to be definitely some cable based work, probably bent over cable press, maybe some back supported like incline bench cable press converging. I don't even want to do the pec deck because again, I might do like a light squeezing set of pec deck, but if I go too heavy I start to feel it kind of wrench my forearms a little bit, and that's just kind of the give and take right now. I'm not giving myself as much food to recover, so sometimes if I tweak something or if I pull my forearm or I just get a little, if I do a curl that's too heavy and I really get a little activation in my like kind of elbow joint right here, that might make me a little tender for a few days, whereas if I'm eating literally double the amount of calories that I'm eating right now, fast forward in an off season, a little tweak like that wouldn't even happen because I'm so full of carbs and just everything is like, I'm just fucking stronger. It's not something I have to worry about. But that's the price you pay, in exchange for crazy badass leanness and looking like a total beast. You kind of lose some of your actual like physical beastly qualities, and you got to be careful. And instead of coming to the gym like, all right, man, we're hitting 4 plates on incline, I'm coming into the gym like, all right, I'm gonna do some light cable work, and I'm gonna get a pump, and I'm not gonna hurt myself. But that's a good deal for me, damn good deal. So let's get started. All right, not too heavy. Actually, not freaking heavy at all. 100 pounds on either side. So I'm going to start with some crossover holding cable press. So here, yay angle. And instead of just like pumping reps, I'm going to have like a second or two hold at the bottom, really flex, and then go back into it. So even though this looks a little silly, like it's kind of an old school themed looking movement, I really do like this. And even though I'm kind of hunching my shoulders forward, since I'm not pressing up, I'm kind of doing like a downward press, I'm only really feeling my chest. Like if I really felt my front delts taking over and really getting worked, I wouldn't want to do the movement. I don't want a front delt pump. I want my chest getting worked. So, maybe just a personal preference thing, but this is definitely a good one for me. Let me pick a better song and then we can get real. All right. Ooh. Okay. Ooh. A few more of those. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And one more, then let's pick something else. Okay. All right. Let's do some chest press. All right, actually the problem wasn't the press, just the chest, just the machine. So let's do some alternating single arm press here. I think maybe like 8 or so on either side, and then switch. So 2 plates, but just the way that I'll do the reps from kind of having this sort of lean to the side will be similar to the cable press from earlier. If I'm just pressing flat, you know, my hands are only going to go to wherever. But if I'm at this angle, well, now the range of motion is like, instead of just straight out in front of me, it's kind of going across. So I'm getting a really good squeeze, or at least just a slightly better one. All right. Yeah. Okay. All right, now let's finish with a cable, and then I think we'll be good. Before we say anything concrete. All right. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's see how we're looking. All right. So that did not take long, and there was not really a crazy amount of volume or workload involved. What was that? 2 or 3 sets of cable press, flat or incline converging press, other press, cable finisher. Yeah, 6 sets. And also, you know, just in terms of like a defense of that volume, which, I mean, I just need to get a pump and stimulate my chest. But if in an off season, I'm only going to do 7 or maybe 8 sets, obviously really hard and intense, and that's what I'm going to, you know, recover from with like 5,000 calories. Like, would I want to do more sets or less sets than that per lift to get that stimulation? You know what I'm saying? My food's like half what it's been before. I wouldn't be doing more work in the gym or more sets in volume. I feel like doing a little less makes a little sense. But let's not talk about the volume. Clearly, the lift resulted in something. So let's see how this fucking pump actually holds up. And even just standing here, like, holy shit. This is fucking insane. I don't know, I'm like a meathead, so I love it, but this is fucking crazy for me to just stand here. I'm not even posing. Obviously, I'm doing like a little bit of an ab flex and, like a standing shot, but no flex directly, just kind of standing here is insanity. like just leaning back a little, I'm seeing more ab separation than I've ever seen before. And my waist is coming in freaking tight. You know, I'm in my mind, I'm used to like 265 pound Sam. So this lean 229, 230 cut up Sam is like just fucking insane. Like literally waist wise, for me, this is fucking crazy. Oh, I mean, it's just sweet. So let's just run through a few instead of talking about it. Like this is nuts. Not even a flex, not even really a lat spread, but just standing with the hands on hips right now is feeling fucking crazy. Holy shit. So what that tells me, obviously, is this diet has been fucking working, but yeah, man, dude. So this pinchable body fat layer, very tender. Like I'm seeing more, like there's a lot of different ways you can like flex your abs. Like guys make whole videos about it. They're like, they try to flex them like down and then like up or like to the side or whatever. But just like actually seeing how much of them are just visually apparent is nuts. Let's do just a frontal ab shot. Oh man. All right, a few more. Holy crap. All right. I can say without a doubt, this is the most insane, lean, big, grainy, dry, vascular, cut up chest pose down that I've ever had in my entire life, which is an awesome fucking feeling. I wish I had like a fucking plaque that could say most pumped, but then I'd have to get a new one because the next pump is going to be just as wild, if not crazier, you know, and just keep moving forward after that. But if this is any indication of what a stage look Sam is going to look like, which obviously it is, I'm literally me, this is going to be fun. This is going to be a crazy ass march. That is for fucking sure. But I got an hour cardio, so let's not delay it. Let's just go get it done. There we go. Yeah, all right. Hour of cardio post chest complete. And that hour felt like an hour. That was not a quick post-workout cardio session. Time was freaking ticking. I think I should have changed it up and done 30 minutes on the treadmill and then 30 minutes on the bike, or vice versa, just because sometimes doing 30 on one and then 30 on the other, maybe you get a drink of water in between for a second, it can kind of just make it a little more interesting, make it feel like the time isn't passing so slow. And then even more so if you're only doing 30 minutes of cardio. Like if you did 10 minutes on an elliptical, 10 minutes on a treadmill, 10 minutes on a seated bike, if like for whatever reason just sitting for 30 on the bike or something is just kind of boring for you, I could see that working out, you know, just kind of change it up a touch. But yeah, I think I'm excited to get back, and I'm going to start doing some more bike cardio just at the house in the basement. If anything, just for I don't want to say consistency's sake, but just for speed's sake, because I'm not going to have to, like, for the second session of cardio that I'm going to do for each of these days going forward, I think I'm just going to do that at the house and not actually go to the gym for it, because I mean I'm saving myself an hour basically, because even though it's like 15-ish minutes to the gym, but then I'm going to sit in the car and I'm going to put my shoes on and I'm going to play on my phone for a minute, and then I'm going to walk in, and then I'm going to go to the bathroom, and then I'm going to get on the treadmill, and then I'm going to talk to somebody, and then I'm going to get a drink, and then I'm going to get back in the car and play on my phone. Like 15 minutes away, 15 minutes there and back does not always mean 30 minutes of commute. You know, don't, like, I wish I could give myself a little more credit for that part, but not really. Whereas having a seated bike at the house, and I don't have like a commercial, like this is just like $100 like Craigslist kind of bike that you find on the side of the street if somebody was like, you know, giving it out. And the thing freaking works, you know, gives me the pedaling resistance that I need, isn't too squeaky, and keeps time. That's really all I need. So yeah, I think phase or session 2 of my cardio going forward is going to be homebound, and maybe even session 1 instead of stopping at the at a gym, just kind of coming straight home. We'll see. But either way, for this week, I'm going to do 2 hours of cardio per day. So hour in the morning, hour at night. And it's not like, I'm not doing sprints or anything. I'm doing 3 miles an hour, 5% incline on the treadmill. That is very manageable. That is not like, you know, you're burning muscle, you're doing 2 miles. Like, that's not marathon level cardio. Don't even think that for a freaking moment. You know, that's more so just, I mean, it's definitely a time thing for sure. It doesn't feel quick. But, you know, 2 hours of like hit sprints would be a little bit overkill. I just need to get my heart rate elevated into that 130 range and just do it. You know, that's really all there is with the cardio. At least with the training, there's a certain amount of like focus you're going to need set by set, like really get into it. Like, okay, I'm not thinking about anything else. But cardio is the complete opposite, because it's more so I'm just trying to distract myself from what I'm doing. You know, like as long as I've got the machine set at the right speed, or I'm making sure that my RPM on the seated bike is steady, well then I don't have to sit and think like, okay, right leg, left leg, right leg, left leg, right leg, left leg, right. Nah, you know, I just gotta think. You know, I don't really have to think anything. Just play on my phone, watch a show or something. I watched a little more JJK today. I'm catching up. It kind of sucks. I've got like the basic storyline spoiled for me from all the TikTok like edits that post you know, updated like manga chapters and stuff like that, but you know, what are you gonna do? It's still freaking cool. So yeah, I'm excited to see the pose down on the computer screen, because some of those shots were looking pretty freaking nuts for me. And I know I just said that earlier, but I just take that repetition of me getting into it as just sort of proof of concept. But yeah, one more session of cardio, a good chunk of freaking food, not too much of course, and then we're good. So yeah, 23 freaking days, I'm pretty sure. Shit, man, these days are going by quick. I remember when I was like 100 day, like cut day 100. You know, it's shit, man. You know, how long ago was the first dieting phase of this whole prep? I wouldn't really consider it like prep until these last few months, but it's been almost like 6 months, you know, maybe a little bit, because what, I think I started in like August, definitely by September, so let's just count September as month 1. So September, October, November, December, January, February, yeah man, 6 months of dieting, smooth and steady dieting. Like I haven't been like hustling, trying to strip weight off like super quick. I wanted to give myself a good amount of time this time, which has paid off rather freaking well, or at least it looks like it will. You know, obviously we'll have to see what happens. But yeah, nothing else to say, so I will see you for either arms or back tomorrow.